Hello everyone, welcome. Today we are talking about QNT's scarcity. Now you may say if QNT is so scarce, why is the price not 1k per QNT? Well, many factors have to line up and we are seeing many unfold in real time. So stay around towards the end of the video because this is not another QNT is scarce video. We're going to show you exactly why this setup can often lead to violent, sudden moves and how history proves it. So if you own QNT or just enjoy watching the videos, be sure to leave a like down below. And with that said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so a quick reminder for every video that we make on the channel, this is not financial advice and for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in crypto is guaranteed and you could lose all of your money. Stay safe and do your own research. Now first, I want to talk about the beach ball analogy. Right? Imagine you're pushing a beach ball underwater. The longer you hold it down, the more force it's going to release when it eventually pops up. Now with QNT, the longer this cryptocurrency is in an accumulation range. The more QNT being pulled off exchanges, the larger the breakout is eventually going to be. Now, this is not hopium. There are countless examples where this delayed breakout setup has occurred. The perfect, most recent one being XRP. Now, thanks to sentiment, we can see whale accumulation occur from February 2023 to October 2024. Throughout this up-only chart of whales accumulating, the price of XRP went sideways, just like QNT right now. We are seeing exchange reserves go lower and lower and lower and have not much effect on the price of QNT. And then almost overnight, the price of XRP went parabolic. Not because the supply changed, but a catalyst hit an already supply tight asset. We see this happen in other examples where there is a delayed reaction, right? The Bitcoin halving, rewards are cut, Bitcoin is taken off exchanges, then typically 6 to 18 months after the halving, the price goes parabolic. Even outside of cryptocurrency, right, the housing market, the supply can be low for a very long time, and it's not until a policy shift, rate cuts take place, where there is a sharp re-evaluation. And QNT is sitting in the same setup as the examples with something a little bit extra. We're already working with top tier institutions, the tech being compliant, confirmed utility with the Euro and Oracle platform, staking incoming, exchange supply at all-time lows. So when that catalyst comes, whether it be an isolated one like staking, having a huge impact on the price of QNT, whether it be a joint market move like Bitcoin dominance breaking down, the move for QNT specifically is going to be parabolic because the market will not be able to fill that demand with the setup that we have with exchange supplies being at all-time lows. Now, with the price not moving of a cryptocurrency, many people start getting worried about external things that don't really matter. Right? Recently, there was a post on Reddit where there was potential bad news for QNT, the Bank of England abandoning the digital pound CBDC. And it suggested that if there was no digital pound, QNT's progress or utility would suffer. And we get an actual response from the CEO of Quant Network, Gilbert Verdian. And to summarize, he states that Quant's technology does not need the digital pound. Right? They are already connecting all forms of money, whether it be private bank issued, central bank issued, or stable coins. This is why QNT wins no matter the actual currency. CBDCs were never the only game. The real value is in connecting everything, and CBDC is only one type of asset that the overledger can handle. And there's also regulation proof design. So if CBDCs were politically blocked in certain regions, QNT still integrates with regulated tokenized deposits from private banks. So through that, there's diversified demand and potential upside if CBDC stall. Right? If government starts stalling, the private sector might be forced to speed up with tokenization projects, and they still need interoperability. So people keep thinking that it's just retail CBDCs, right? Digital versions of cash available to everyday people, digital euros, digital pounds. But tokenized money is much more broader than just retail CBDCs, wholesale CBDCs, stable coins, and so on. So my point being, there is always going to be demand. There's diversified demand for QNT, having a strain on the supply and the scarcity of this asset. Moving on to the third point, the human scarcity play. That brings me to talk about Cybos 2025. And I want you to look beyond just technology and partnerships for a second and focus on people being in a room, right? Cyboss is not your typical conference. This is a gathering of the financial elite, right? Central bankers, regulators, fintech giants, not just retail traders buying on a whim, but strategic players with billions in capital, not just talking about innovation, but investing into it as well. Some players we recognize already being partnered or working with Quant Network. We have the European Central Bank, obviously the digital euro. We have Nexi and we have Oracle. And the institutions and decision makers at Cybos 2025 will be the kind of players staking QNT through the Overledger Fusion Trusted Node program. Remember, it's not just for retail, it's that enterprise grade participant like banks, central banks, or fintech firms. This could be the catalyst, the isolated catalyst to bring QNT higher. Keep an eye out to the 29th of September to the 2nd of October. Now, moving on to the final part of the video, the path is not easy. Many people wish they bought Bitcoin early on. They did not see the sideways accumulation and the heavy drawdowns, but the fluctuations going from six figures to seven to eight to nine, back down to seven, and so on. And although it's been no comparison to the Bitcoin struggle and journey, QNT has had a rough ride this cycle so far. Now, my approach to crypto is very simple. I look for cryptocurrencies that are undervalued and in accumulation ranges. Is it usually the popular opinion? No, in fact, most of the time you are met with pushback and hostility, but those are the correct trades where they feel somewhat uncomfortable. Take XRP as a perfect example. In 2022, if you stated you were bullish or invested in XRP, you were met with pushback and hostility. Compared to now, if you go on YouTube, X, any social media platform, people are now more bullish than ever. That is the comfort of the crowd. It feels safe when everyone agrees. And on top of that, you're looking for an edge in the market, right? And a big edge for XRP was the case, right? We believed it was unjust. XRP was not a security. And throughout the past couple of years, the price has been suppressed and discounted because of that. Now that the case is pretty much over, the bulk of that trade is done. Sure, XRP is going to go higher, but my eyes are on cryptocurrencies that are undervalued and underpriced. So if you look at QNT, I'm not going to pick out all the dots, but if you go to Project Roslin back in 2023, you have the UK's Regulated Liability Network, you have Digital Euro, Cybos, staking, all these little dots adding up with Oracle. All of these partnerships is all building up. Just like the reserves going down on the exchange, it is building up slowly. That is what I look for in investment. So if QNT decides to stagnate, go sideways for the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, if QNT decides to drop another 20, 30%, I simply don't care because that's my investment strategy. I know QNT is undervalued. I know time will vindicate me. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. Let's wait and see. But that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. Now, I want to bring your attention to some tweets that I've seen, or some interesting tweets that I've seen with cryptocurrencies. There's one here, no offense to the person that wrote this, but this is the sort of stuff that I see every single cycle. Right? I'm really sort of questioning, are we going to go through this phase again where people believe there's not going to be a bear market, where there is a super cycle where these cryptocurrencies don't go down? There is going to be a bear market like every other cycle, and you need to be prepared for that. And that's why you can't get caught in this echo bubble of information. I need to be on a channel that actually has level-headed views. But we're seeing again that people are calling someone greedy for trying to sell and take profit with their cryptocurrency. We're seeing that somehow blockchain is going to solve world hunger. We see it every single cycle. Am I calling the top right now? No, I'm saying be vigilant and stay tuned to channels that are level-headed, like mine, for example. But if you made this far in a video, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.